Here at Uintagarage, we just got a brand new affordable bender. Today we're gonna walk through setting that up.
Once we're done setting up the bender, we're gonna show you some of the differences between this affordable bender and the JD squared bender that we've been using before we got this.
All right, come along. Our kit came with an 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch, and 1.75 inch die. We opted to have our setup for the 12-ton air over hydro bottle jack. Jack sold separately. You can get it set up for a 12-ton or an 8-ton manual jack. If you get the 12-ton, it will come raw, just like this, not painted. If you already have an affordable bender with the manual 8-ton jack, you can actually just cut those brackets down. You can see right here, make it about 1 inch shorter so you can fit the 12-ton air over hydro jack. The reason they're different is because this jack is significantly taller than the jack they use on their normal bender. So the first step is we need to take this bracket, basically line it up flush with the bottom of this, and drill a hole right there for this bolt. That bolt just keeps this jack from sliding off the press when you're using it. Now that we've got the hole drilled on the plate and the press, the jack, stick that bolt in there. And we're going to just lightly tighten this for now. I need to call out here that we ended up moving our jack back about 1/2 inch from where we originally showed. This was because our release valve was hitting the die at full bend. Okay. Now that we've got that plate tightened on there, what we need to do is take this bracket and connect it here with that bolt, and we will move on to adding this top retainer. Now, something I want you to see on this, that bolt sits down towards the bottom, okay? The reason for that is it goes on here, then you tighten this, and it goes underneath the head of the jack. That actually holds the jack in place when you take the pressure off so it doesn't drop.
All right, we're getting ready to put the collar in place so we can weld it on. And as we lift it up here, we can't quite get it in. Well, I think what's happening here is the spring plate for the jack is not completely set. So we're gonna crank this up, see if we can get ourselves a little bit more room. All right, that seems to have made a little bit of difference, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grind a little bit off of this to give ourselves a little more room.
We ended up grinding a little bit off this collar here so that we could get our jack up just a little bit higher. I'm now working by myself, so what I've done is added some metal there to kind of hold the jack so it's nice and even in there, and I can get the tube in and out pretty easy by myself. Now what we'll do is burn in that top cap. Now that that's tacked in, I've moved the jack down and I'm going to finish welding that cup on there. Now that we've got that cup welded on there, we can reassemble. So what I've done is I've pushed the jack up there and I've screwed that bolt in just a little bit so that it's holding the top of the jack. You can see that's all in place now. And I'll go ahead and tighten everything up. Well, we've got everything put together on this affordable bender. We've cycled it. Everything is working great.
Now that that's done, I'm going to go through and show you the different features of this bender compared to our old bender and show you the differences. Okay, so the first difference I want to point out is this is called the affordable bender for a reason. You can get this bender with one die, so you can do most of what you want to do for about $400. Now, with this bender, it's going to cost you about $1,000 just for the bender itself, and each die is about $400. Now, you can bend a tighter radius with these dies than you can with the affordable bender dies. So, I mean, you do get something for your money, but most people aren't going to need to bend beyond the 110 degrees that the affordable bender can do. The other difference between the benders is the affordable bender is set up to use a hydraulic ram to make your bends from the start. With this bender, what you're going to end up with, you have to brute force this around. Comes with a big handle. Normally, we've already modified this one, that you have to pull around, which also means that you have to hard mount this to the ground somewhere so that you're not dragging it all over. Don't have to worry about that with the affordable bender. Now, we've converted our bender to air over hydraulic, just like the affordable bender, so we don't have to do that anymore, but that's going to cost you, $300 to $500 to do that. So you can see that the cost is starting to stack up. One last thing that I think is a nice feature of the affordable bender is that instead of bending the tubes around, you're bending the tubes up. And what that means is you can use an angle finder, a digital angle finder in this case, to see exactly where your tube is bent. As this goes up, angle changes. On the other bender, as you can see over here, you're bending around. Angle finder's not going to do you any good. So again, it's just a nice little feature. This is a great little bender if you want to get started bending tube. All right, well, that's the comparison between the two benders. We're going to be using both, but this seems like a nice little bender.
So there you have it, the affordable bender. I'm going to drop a link to their website in the description of this video. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
Fantastic.